Okay. Yeah.
You want to get into the TYT shit?
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it, everybody. Let's get into this diatribe. This is what you're here for. This is what you want to click on.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Young Turks caught stealing.
Been caught stealing once when I was 5.
So, yeah, let's take a look over here. We got into a little bit of a, not altercation, but, you know,
A spat.
Brett responded to us. So we'll get to that in a second. But before we offer their perspective on the subject matter, the company line, you know, let's take a look here, because I was pretty shocked by this. Obviously, you know, everyone made a video about the Crystal Ball Tommy Lahren situation, as they should. It was glorious. How could you not? But I was pretty shocked, Zach, because I don't watch the TYT Sports channel. I never really have, but I guess I assumed that they covered sports. I don't know why I would make that kind of assumption. Maybe it had something to do with their name, TYT Sports, but I just assumed it was a sports channel. Apparently not. Like, they sometimes cover sports, like here's a tennis clip, but then half the time they're just covering the sort of shit that seemingly would be covered on the main channel, you know, like the comedians in Saudi Arabia, country music bigots, worst nightmare, and then Crystal Ball effortlessly demolishes washed up MAGA pundit. So again, I don't really know much about who runs the channel. Some people are saying it's this guy Storm. I'm sure he's a perfectly decent guy. I have nothing against Rick Storm, to be honest. I've literally nothing against him, but I did think it was interesting that this clip specifically, where they're talking about Crystal Ball effortlessly demolishes washed up MAGA pundit, it's literally just a video where they edit together and splice together other people's content. Like here's just, you know, several minutes of Kyle's video. And they, you know, to be honest and be fair, they put, you know, secular talk at the top. So you can see that it's sourced. But then after Kyle, let's take a look at who's featured next, Zach.
Trying to kick him out of the country.
Tommy had to conduct herself like such a you-know-what. If we actually take a look over here at the comment section, you'll see that pretty much everyone in Tommy's audience, like people in her audience, this is not on the Breaking Points channel. Everyone seems to side with Crystal, as it says here, this Crystal Ball. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're in this TYT Sports video. That's pretty funny. There's no introduction. We weren't like, they didn't ask us if they could use it. Not that they needed to, but I was just like, wow, okay. We're in a TYT video. That's quite a development, you know, given our, you know, obvious, very public feelings about the Young Turks, and given the fact that Jink and Anna have both like totally belittled us and insulted us and threatened us, as we're about to get into. So I did find it to be pretty weird that, you know, they just spliced a bunch of videos together. I mean, it's not like we're pissed off about it. I'm not, you know, we're not like actually mad, but it is low key, a little bit low effort to just be posting other people's videos chopped up into a new video. Like, I just can't imagine going out onto YouTube, searching a topic, taking the top 5 videos, cutting it up, and releasing it on our channel as our content. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's total horseshit. And they've been at this for a while, Gavin. That is their whole formula for the show. And that's why I think it's dishonest. Like, go ahead, react to our video. Tell us we're stupid. Tell us we say too much. Tell us, you know, oh, you guys aren't serious political analysts. Like, do the bad empanada, rake us over the coals. That's fine. There's honor in that. Go ahead and play our shit and then talk about how we're stupid. But what I cannot abide by, Gavin, is this channel with over 1 million subscribers going in and montaging together 4 different smaller streamers. So like, we picked Kyle, but there was another dude in that clip that had less subscribers than us. And it was like, oh shit, you're going to steal that guy's work too. And what they do is they use the fact that they have over 1 million subs. They make the most clickable thumbnail ever. They montage 5 other people's commentary that's better than theirs. And then that idiot Rick, whatever the fuck his name is, comes in at 7 minutes. I guarantee you their average click-through or their average view duration is way less than 7 minutes. And then he could be like, oh, we transformed the fucking content. And I've had my eye on this for a while because I've been bitching to Gavin about it, to be like, oh, are they fucking stealing our shit? Because the other day, I'll throw this up here really quick, Gavin. I saw this and I was like, well, that's weird because this also has nothing to do with sports. And it's the exact clip that Gavin and I were reacting to the other day. The exact.
Well, there's
shit. We did this. I edited together these exact string of videos for our show, and they went through and did all of it. The exact same shit. And then he comes in, okay, now he's going to weigh in for 1 second over here to make sure that he's like, oh, technically transforming the content. And then bam, back to other people's fucking work. It's crazy. It's the difference between listening.
Is that Rick or whatever?
No,
or is that,
this guy is Rick. So whenever you see this guy, like at the very end of the video, that's the Rick guy. And he's got the like wannabe needle drop background that he uses. And it's like, dude, I'm sorry, but you're not transforming this content, right? The fact that you hide your face and so people don't know that it's a reaction video, that's plagiarism, buddy. And it's so low and fucking gross to do that shit on a channel that has 1.3 yeah, sorry, it keeps doing that. 1.3 million subscribers, right? And no, the fact that you have 1.3 million subscribers on a channel that nobody knows the guy's name that's running it, Rick Storm. Gavin and I cover TYT for a living. We don't know who the fuck this asshole is because he's hiding his identity and he's doing plagiarism. It really reminds me. Do you know what this really reminds me of, Gavin? When back in the day, you used to be able to sample albums for free if you layered them over one another and you rapped over the top of them and you transformed the music. It was considered transforming the music. And people like the Beastie Boys, they would put like 8 tracks all together and you would have no idea what the original track was. It was totally transformed. And
including like Beatles tracks and shit you could never get away with sampling now.
100%. They did like 7 different Beatles tracks on Sounds of Science, right? It was crazy. We learned all about it in that muse class together that Gavin and I took in college. But then after that, what happened was rappers started taking really popular songs and they would use the chorus of that song as the hook for their song. And so it's like people weren't really like, you know what I mean? And then it transitioned into, oh no, nobody can sample anymore. And what I hate about this is like, I believe in reaction videos. I believe that any asshole that has a problem with us, Brianna Joy Gray, Do Dissidents guys, Bad Empanada, anybody that's got beef with us, TYT if they want to, they can react to our video. They can line by line dissect it. But one thing that Gavin and I never do is we never hide that we're reacting to the video. We never do this stupid shit where it's 3 minutes of the clip that we're going to react to. And then at the end, it's like, hi, guys, you know, if you're really bored, listen to what we have to say. It's like, no, we maybe do the coming up thing for 30 seconds. And then it's bam, we're going to set the table for you. We're going to analyze this as a news clip. And this is just fucking shitty. It's just, you know, and again, it's like, we're not Ethan Klein. This isn't H3. I'm not going to sue them. I'm not going to like fucking go to war with them, but I just think it lays bare their hypocrisy of what Anna's been trying to throw at us for a long time. And it's not just channels like us, it's other small channels that probably make even less money in revenue than the Vanguard that are getting exploited and ripped off by TYT Sports. And that's what really makes me mad.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of mixed feelings about this because I am, to be honest, I'm as chill as it comes when it comes to copyright stuff. I think anyone should be able to upload just about anything and react, even if you're like I didn't give a fuck, for example, when there was that controversy about Hassan, you know, reacting to people's videos and barely commenting on them and like barely transforming them. I'm like, who really gives a shit, right? I'm not a fucking copyright Nazi. The reason why I do think this is worth commenting on and worth being upset about is the hypocrisy that you mentioned, Zach, and I'll quickly replay that for you guys in case you aren't familiar.
Look,
with the moment in question, because this was obviously a moment we talked about at the time where Anna was really at the peak of her crash out, when our content was really getting to her. And, you know, instead of deciding to actually respond with substance or take our criticisms even remotely seriously, she decided to threaten us. She literally decided to threaten us and our channel, which is our livelihood. It's our careers. It's the number one thing that we're proud of having built in this life.
Literally.
It's literally our everything.
It's like our child.
Yeah, seriously. So, you know, let's take a look at this and then maybe you guys will understand why we're so fired up about the situation.
So look, there is one particular channel, it's called The Vanguard. 2 young guys host it.
I think TYT is insane for not copyright striking channels who take our content from our members only bonus episode, which is intentionally behind a paywall. Just a warning to those channels, we will nuke the fuck out of you, okay? If you're gonna like steal content from paid walled members only content. Just wanna say that. Anyway, weird to start with that, but like, come on guys. Like bounds of fucking reason, okay? Like it's insane when you see that happen. People steal our content all the time. We don't do anything about it. But when it comes to paywalled members only content, like we're giving people exclusive members only content. That's part of membership. It's like ridiculous to just steal that content. Anyway, let's get to this Netflix dating show, Love is Blind. Do you watch any of that stuff, Waz?
Either way, obviously we didn't steal shit. We reacted to some of their content, which, yeah, was technically members only, even though they upload half their members only content to their public page anyway.
Which is exactly what we do, which is exactly where they got the clip that we reacted to. So it was like, we got the members only content that she was talking about from the time period when it was free to the public, because we're not giving TYT our fucking money. Are you kidding me? And then we screen recorded it just like they did with our shit, right? Which, yeah, you can find behind paywalled content because we paywall our membership live streams too, right? It's so crazy. And she had another crash out where she was like, and these channels make money when they react to TYT content. That was back in December when it was like the meow cat or like a Bernie cat or whatever that she was screaming about on her channel having an epic crash out. I think we have a YouTube short of it if you want to play it really quick.
Yeah, we have. That's our highest viewed YouTube short of all time, actually. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to. Do you want to watch it?
We can play it just for one.
Okay, yeah, second. It's pretty good. Let me quickly pull that up because yeah, this is the issue, and I feel like if TYT Sports wasn't, if it was just some other random guy's channel,
we wouldn't give a shit.
Right, I wouldn't give a fuck at all. In fact, I might even be slightly like flattered, to be included. Like, hey, we're right next to Kyle Kalinske. That's awesome. But I do think it's insane for TYT to low-key poach our content in such a low effort way. Again, no offense to like Rick Storm or
a little
whatever.
Offense from me, bro. Do better.
I don't know the guy. People in chat are saying he's like actually one of the better people at TYT. So again, my beef is not really with this guy, although I do think it is insanely lazy to just chop together
all of his videos are like that. All of them are like that, where he does the thing where he's not in it until halfway through because he wants to get the click-through and the average view duration of people who don't care about him at all. And he uses the fact that they have 1.5 million subs or whatever they have. So then it goes viral, and then it's really just him reacting to like Stephen A. Smith. And then the first 2 minutes of it is Stephen A. Smith, or it's him reacting to Shane Gillis. And then the first 2 minutes is Shane Gillis. And then like 90% of the audience is clicking away, but they've already gotten ad revenue from the click-through rate originally because, however many people watched it just to get that little segment of, whomever they actually were interested in hearing from.
Yep. Before we take a look at the audience response, some of the hilarious comments from the TYT Sports audience, let's relive this moment as well that Zach referenced.
People make money off of their garbage videos, constantly attacking us, taking us out of context, misrepresenting where I stand on issues, because hey, it's a great way of grifting and making money off of attacking us for doing absolutely nothing wrong.
And there's some people who have a cottage industry of that kind of
grift. I can't.
So look,
she's like the people calling me a grifter, they're actually the grifters. It's like that scene in either way. That's the
that was the gist. Yeah,
that was it. Either way, let's take a look over here. Again, this is the comment section of the video that they basically just spliced our content into with barely comment. Like after our clip is done, the guy's like, and that was a clip. Like that's the extent of the commentary. It's not transformed at all. But either way, this is a hilarious comment from someone in the TYT Sports audience. I'm just curious, are Jake and Anna both in a coma? Am I really watching a TYT show that has Crystal Ball, Kyle Kalinske, and the Vanguard all featured within minutes of each other? Either Jake and Anna are incapacitated, or, my dude, you have brass balls the size of billiard balls. Bravo. Tell John I had to roll it to put his big boy pants on and do the same. I genuinely like John, but I don't appreciate how he kowtowed to Jake and Anna and didn't stand up for Francesca. I admit that I'm not fully through the video yet, but do you have Sam and Emma featured as well? You have my deepest respect. So that's an interesting perspective, and this guy almost seems to think that Rick Storm or whatever, like Rick Storm was like maybe trying to like take some shots at Jake and Anna by putting us in that video. Which again, if that's the case, then shout out to you, bro. You're totally forgiven. If this was your way of protesting, your employers, then hell yeah, dude. I don't give a shit at all. But I can't tell. Is it that, or is it that this guy was he really just being lazy and found the top 3 videos?
That's what it was.
Yeah. And again, like he could have just also pulled up the comment section under the Tommy Lahren video and produced basically the exact same commentary that he was ripping us off for. Like, it wouldn't be hard for him to just screen record that and put together a video of him basically just doing the same thing we did.
But then it wouldn't have other people who are more popular than this guy in it, right? And I'm not even saying that that's us. The most popular fish that he was using besides Crystal Ball, obviously, was Kyle. That's why Kyle's in it the longest. But it just really rubs me the wrong way because it is just an assemblage of other people's work, dude. Like, you barely made any contributions. And I think it really boils down to, like, what percentage of your video is other people talking versus you talking. And I think you have got to keep it at least 50-50 if you want to be transforming the content. Gavin and I go for like 65-70% at least. Like, people bitch at us because of how much we pause the video, but we don't want to be leeches. Like, we joke, oh, haha, we're the gutter guard. Like, oh, we're the leech TMZ. No, we respect people who make content for a living. And that's why we go the distance we do to transform the content. If you are watching a Vanguard video, it is because you want to hear Gavin and I's thoughts about whatever happened, not just because you want to see whatever happened. Those things can't be separate. They have to be tethered if you don't want to be a fucking leech.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's take a look over here also, because I have some pretty funny comments. Here, one sec. Let me try to figure out how to pull this up real quick.
Oh yeah, no worries at all. We also have some funny tweets where we got responded to by the Young Turks themselves.
Yeah, let's get those real quick while I try to figure this out.
Sweet. So after Gavin and I were, we were exchanging a few DMs talking about this yesterday, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and fire off a tweet. I said, I don't want to hear shit from Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian about copyright infringement again, now that they are literally republishing popular Vanguard segments on the TYT channel without commentary. And you guys can look at that video. It is like over halfway through the video before any of the commentary is original. And then we got this response right here from Brett Ehrlich, which I was not expecting. He said, okay, found it. Rick put a clip of you in a montage he curated of, quote, good points about Tommy and Crystal. And in your clip, you're just reading other people's comments anyway. It's not like you're making any points, A. It was sourced. Then he comments, I'm free to talk more if you're still upset.
Actually, by the way, at least in what we saw, I was making points. I wasn't just fucking commenting, or I wasn't just reading comments. I think I called Tommy Lauren a you-know-what. That was my own original, turn of phrase. There you go. That was totally original. I came up with that. So yeah, not incorrect, bro. Incorrect.
First lie told.
Yeah.
So then I respond to, let me see. I said, relax, Brett. This isn't the Young Turks. I'm not Anna Kasparian. I'm not going to threaten to nuke your fucking channel. Which again, I felt a little bit bad because he clearly had no idea what was going on. He said, what is happening? You guys looked upset. And I looked into it as quickly as I could. I don't get it. And I did feel a little bad. I just said, LMAO, TLDR, Anna had a meltdown over us, quote, making money reacting to TYT videos. And at one point threatened to, quote, nuke our channel over it. So we're firing back because TYT also used our clip and we're like 4% of your network size. And then he never responded again.
Yeah, poor Brett trying to stick up for his homie Rick. And, to be honest, like I said it before, but my beef with TYT is not with Rick and Brett. Like, these guys, they seem totally fine.
He caught shrapnel from me right here. I'm sorry, Brett.
I mean, he can handle it. He's still working for Cenk and Anna. He's signed up to have to defend their bullshit. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I have nothing against Brett. I remember when he used to work for Rotten Tomatoes on YouTube and do movie segments over there. I've been watching, that guy for a while.
Oh, he was the TYT film guy?
Not film guy. He worked for Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, back in the very early days of their YouTube channel.
What was the name of the TYT film one that you and
What the Flick?
What the Flick is the one that you and chat like, okay.
Yeah, What the Flick was awesome. And that was far higher level film commentary than what Brett did at Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, gotcha.
It was more just like a host, like, what's your 5 favorite movies and shit like that. Whereas What the Flick was actually like seriously elevated film criticism, the likes of which doesn't really even exist on YouTube anymore, sadly. Now it's all just
Gray Drake. Was she also at Rotten Tomatoes?
I think she might have been at one point. I forgot about her.
She used to go on the Church of Laszlo every Friday. Yep. That's why I remember her. Either way, that's
yeah. But either way, my point is just that I don't really care about Brett Ehrlich. I don't think he's a bad person or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna dip into the situation without knowing the full context, then yeah, you're gonna have to get fucking educated. You're gonna have to get told what's going on, Brett, and the fact that we've been the recipient of several threats from Anna Kasparian, threatening to nuke our channel over transforming the content far more than they transformed ours. Yeah. Which again, I don't give a fuck about. I would never put out a copyright claim. I would never Obviously, not that we even have the money to, but assuming we did have lawyers, I would never in a million years try to get lawyers involved or sue anyone, even if it was more blatant than this. Like, even if it was genuinely more blatant than this, I still would. I'm not a litigious person, to quote David Pakman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck, but it is funny given the context of Anna Kasparian lashing out at us for daring to comment on their show and, you know, give our opinion while we react to one of their clips, which again is what everyone fucking does, including the Young Turks. But yeah, I guess my final word on this is that I'm not actually offended by it. If anything, it's kind of cool to be featured in a video alongside Kyle Kalinske, like I mentioned, but it still is undeniably lazy, despite what Brett says about, oh, it's a curated montage. No, video after video after video on the TYT Sports channel is basically just cutting up other people's content and turning it into, you know, profit for Jake and Anna. Like, that's what the reality is. What the reality is. And it wouldn't even be that hard to produce an actual like rip-off version of the same content where Rick just, you know, regurgitates the same points that we made instead of literally just cutting us and Kyle and other channels next to each other. So yeah, it's definitely lazy, but yeah, pretty funny stuff.
Yeah. Is Brett related to David Ehrlich?
David Ehrlich? Maybe. I don't know.
I just looked. Their last names are spelled the same. So
it's
they're
possible.
both in the film world. Maybe
they both are. Yeah.
Maybe they're brothers, cousins. Either way, I gotta say, I'm going with David as my preferred brother. No.
Yeah. For anyone that's not aware, David Ehrlich is a film critic. He writes for IndieWire.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty funny that Brett came out of the woodwork. It's like we tagged Anna and Jank, not you, bro. Like, you don't have to come out here and do their dirty work. But I imagine he is friends with Rick Storm and, you know, is trying to explain the situation. It's like, chill, bro. It's, you know, we're not actually that pissed about it. We're not gonna like fucking sue you or anything.
Yeah, Donnie, you're out of your element. The world does not stop and start at your convenience, Donnie.
Exactly. But either way, yeah, pretty funny stuff, right? Oh yeah, and I also got those comments because we're not the only one that thought this was just hilarious. A lot of people in the comments pointed it out that, you know, haha, I love that a TYT channel is citing the Vanguard. This one says a TYT network showed part of a Vanguard clip. What will Jink say? And I wonder if Jink is aware of the situation. Like, I wonder if he has called up Rick Storm, because now I kind of feel bad for Rick if Jink is pissed at him over this and he's like, what the fuck? You featured who? You're giving legitimacy to our ops? What the fuck? Like, I could low-key see Jake actually being pissed about this.
Yeah, and I also wonder if, like, because this Rick guy isn't the owner of the channel, if he has some sort of like quota that he has to meet every month where it's like the views have to be this many views, man. So I don't know. We're starting to empathize with the enemy. That's how you know we're leftists.
Vanguard with their TYT debut. Oh yeah. They call us the Young Turks.
Yeah. 100%.
Call us the real Young Turks.
Yeah, the young bloods.
Yep. Either way, pretty funny stuff.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there. Be there. The Vanguard